In this video, I'm going to tell you about PCSing to Fort Gordon. To start with today, I'm going to tell you about the gates around Fort Gordon. There are 6 gates, so it can get kind of confusing about which gate you are supposed to use. You can see here on my map that gate 1 is in Augusta, and gate 1 is accessible only with an ID card. We have gate 6 over here, right outside of Grovetown. And this gate is the visitor center entrance. So anybody coming through without an ID card needs to use gate 6. And then gate 5 here that I'm circling is in Augusta, on the south side of Augusta off of Tobacco Road. And then gate 3 is a commercial gate. Gate 2 is closed, and gate 4, I cannot find any information about. I believe that is also a shutdown gate. So if you're moving to the Augusta area and you don't want to live on base, there are several cities that you can choose to live in. You might want to choose to live somewhere that's within 30 minutes of a particular gate. This gate 5 is newer, and so at one point there weren't a lot of people living out here in this area, and now it's a lot easier for people to move to these outer edges where it's a little bit less expensive because they can get onto Fort Gordon from gate 5 instead of having to go all the way around. But that being said, Fort Gordon is a really big base, and so even if you go through gate 5, depending on where you work on the base, it can take you a little bit of time to get to your building. So I want to tell you about some cities around the Fort Gordon area. A lot of people choose to live in the Columbia County area, which is going to be this green area that I'm circling here. This is Columbia County. It includes Grovetown, Harlem, Evans, Martinez, Appling. And then if you want to go even farther out, those are all within 20 to 30 minute drives of Fort Gordon. If you want to go farther out, you can go to Thomson, Lincolnton, and these smaller cities out here. This is the country. This is like county area that we're talking about. And your drive is going to be about more in the 45-minute range if you live in Thomson. And then on the gate 5 side, we have Hephzibah, South Augusta. Some people are starting to move out to this Wren's area, which is a little country area. It's really quiet. It's like very spread out, I guess. There aren't a lot of neighborhoods out in the Wren's area. And then on the north side of Augusta, you have Augusta proper, the city. And then over the river into South Carolina, you have North Augusta and Aiken. A lot of people will commute from Aiken. That's about a 45-minute drive. And then between Aiken and Augusta, you've got Graniteville and the Beach Island area, New Ellington, and those will all be about 45-minute drives or so to get to the base. Something else that you want to know about PCSing to Fort Gordon is you're going to see this CSRA stands for a kind of conglomeration of several cities along the Savannah River. It stands for Central Savannah Rapids Area and includes Columbia County, Richmond County, Aiken County. I believe it includes parts of Lincolnton County and McDuffie County. And I think that covers the whole CSRA. What is the cost of living in the Augusta, Georgia area? You can see here at bestplaces.net is the name of the website. I've used several in the past, but in the Augusta area, the cost of living is about 20% lower than the national average, and it will break each of the cost categories down for you on this website if you want to go visit it. One of the great things about this area is that you can buy a very nice home for a very moderate price. And if you have a very small budget, I saw something really decent around the $100,000 range. There's not very many of those, that being said. And it was in Augusta, and it had recently been remodeled. And so there are things available for people who are in a lower price point. And then, of course, there's $1 million homes everywhere you go. You can find $1 million home anywhere in the country pretty much. But the median price in the Evans, Georgia area is about $350. So it's a pretty moderate priced community, and the rising costs. Another thing that I wanted to touch on for this video was that Fort Gordon has a lending closet. I'm going to attach the phone number in the description, but in case you want to write it down, it's 706-791-1922. And they have things like pack and plays, high chairs, they have kitchen boxes. They don't have large furniture, but those are the things that you kind of need to get by until your personal items come from your last duty station. And these days, it's pretty easy to go grab a camp chair and use camp chairs in your house until your furniture arrives. But high chairs, pack and plays, that's a little bit more difficult and can be kind of costly. So that's nice to have the lending closet here. So those are a couple of basic things about PCSing to Fort Gordon. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments, and I would be happy to reach out to you and help you find the answer.